free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream to the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown, but long for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill where the cage bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the singing trees, and the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a cage bird stands on the grave of dreams, and his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown, but long for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill where the cage bird sings of freedom.
Voices that have once said, them angry black sisters with faces so sweet but a tongue so sour. But what I don't get is, if a rose is still a flower, where's the music meant to empower? To empower us black girls like Queen Latifah's fearless rap, who spoke of unity with braids and a cap. Stereotypes of black females misunderstood young girl in the hood. Then I hear a black man implore sisters, y'all need to smile more. But how can I smile more when the same men call me a bitch and a whore? Oh, okay, you say, the rules only apply to a few. Well, tell me just who the hell you think you're talking to. So you mean to tell me she's less than me? You say yes because she lets you tap that for free? So if I were to F that man, and then that man, with this testimony I speak still stand? I was raped by the same man that once held my hand. Now tell me, does my testimony stand? For the black girl who watches Miley on TV and thinks, why does she not look like me, so that little girl wears blonde wigs to shield her coarse hair? Tell me there's not something wrong there. I speak for the black girl in a white world wanting to shout, I am an angry black soul that needs to burst out. I am mad, strong, woman, shaded black. I carry Sojourner's truth in my belly sack. I carry Harriet Tubman's load on my dark back. I carry with me Rose's brave-hearted choice, and I speak through Ida B. Wells' fearless voice. They speak an anthem for the angry black girls who find themselves with no place in this world. We need an anthem for those of us lost. We need an anthem for those of us at all cost. Black women, we need an anthem. In my testimony I have said, these are the words of all black girls I have just read.
My name is Adriana, and I'm reading Million Man March by Maya Angelou. The night has been long, the womb has been deep, the pit has been dark, and the walls have been steep. Under a deep blue sky on a distant beach, I was dragged by my braids just beyond your reach. Your hands were tied, your mouth was barred. You couldn't even call out my name. You were helpless and so was I. But unfortunately, throughout history, you've worn a badge of shame. I say the night has been long, the womb has been deep, the pit has been dark, and the walls have been steep. But today, voices of old spirit sound, speak to us in words profound, across the years, across the centuries, across the oceans, and across the seas. They say, draw near to one another, save your race. You have been paid for in a distant place. The old ones remind us that slavery's chains have paid for our freedom again and again. The night has been long, the pit has been deep. The night has been dark and the walls have been steep. The hells we have lived through and lived through still have sharpened our senses and toughened our will. The night has been long. This morning I looked through your anguish right down to your soul. I know that with each other we can make ourselves whole. I look through your posture and past your disguise and see your love for your family in your big brown eyes. I say, clap hands and let's come together in this meeting ground. I say, clap hands and let's deal with each other's love. I say, clap hands and let us get from the low road of indifference. Clap hands, let us come together and reveal our hearts. Let us come together and revise our spirits. Let us come together and cleanse our souls. Clap hands, let's leave the pyranny and stop imposturing our own history. Clap hands, call the spirits back from the ledge. Clap hands, let us invite joy into our conversation, courtesy into our bedrooms, gentleness into our kitchen, care into our nurseries. The ancestors remind us, despite the history of pain, we are an ongoing people who will rise again, and still we rise.
Hi, I'm Brittany Moore, and I'm reading Dear Ex-Lover by Jasmine Mance. Dear Ex-Lover, I promise I'll stop chasing your memory in my dreams. I'll stop bringing your name up over cups of coffee, muffins, and loneliness. I will marry a man and I will lay my heart on his chest like red roses on mahogany caskets. And I will have his daughter and she'll have eyes reminding me that God still believes in second chances. And if she ever decides to love a woman, I will rub bravery down her spine, and I will be reminded of the times that we loved like there were expiration dates tattooed on our inner thighs. If she ever comes home with eyelids like cracking levees and bruised kneecaps and a heart filled with question marks, I would hold her like my mother never held me. I will clasp her face in the palms of my hands like the New Testament on Judgment Day. I'll tell her that love is the passion that allows you to do the right thing, and that no woman can play closer to a half-empty heart. If she ever feels as if she is alone, and as if she is a hand-me-down pulled out of the depths of her mommy's closet, I will remember your name and I will mumble it under my breath. And if she asks me what I said, I'll tell her that your heartbeat sounded like gun shells tripping over battered cement. I'll tell her that I know what it's like to just want someone to remember you, and that some women are as foul as expired men in produce aisles, and that apologies are like oxygen masks on hijacked planes. Forgive yourself before you forgive the person sitting next to you. I'll tell her to never regret loving in permanent ink, and that scars only give your stretch marks something to gossip about, and that hearts and stop signs are fraternal twins lost in open roads and hollow chests. If my daughter ever walks in my house like shattering glass, I'll tell her about you. I'll tell her that we heard like C-sections birthing dead babies, and that we heard like women who love people that did not love us. Dear ex-lover, I hope my daughter never knows what a goodbye kiss feels like. I hope she never knows what I'll see you later really means. I hope she never memorizes the dial tone of a last conversation, because a broken heart feels like poison butterflies taking their last flutters in the pit of your stomach. Dear ex-lover, I hope my daughter never bears her soul at a poetry showcase with her first love sitting in the audience, knowing that the hand she'll use to applaud her will be the hand she'll never hold again.
The Average Black Girl by Ernestine Johnson. They say I'm not the average black girl because I'm so well-spoken, poised, full of etiquette, a white man's token. I remember my ex's mother telling me I didn't know how I was going to react when you brought home a black girl, but I liked you because you talk so white. Well, when you be talking white, you play to be talking right. They say I'm not the average black girl. No, not the average black girl over there, because the pigment of my skin is just shade lighter than that black girl over there. You know the black girl over there with the nappy hair, the black girl whose elbows can't skip a day without lotion, whose heart and head is filled up with self-hate and bottled up emotions. The cocoa brown girls who have to face society and be tough because no matter how good they straighten their hair, they're good, it's not good enough. Oh, but luckily, you see, for me, I don't fall in that category. They say I'm not the average black girl because I speak with so much class. I'll have too much but just enough ass. I'll have too much but just enough sass. You know, just a little bit of attitude because I don't want to come off as one of those average black girls that come off as rude. You know, popping their gum and shaking their neck because those black girls get like no respect. But see, luckily for me, I get a pass because the melanin in my skin matches that brown paper bag. And my father, brother, and the men that day pants don't sag. And when I speak, my tongue pronounces every syllable. In the part down in the middle of my hair is naturally visible. Oh, it must be a weave or she must be mixed because we all know that average black girl ain't got that good shit. Or when I walk in the room full of white men, they all stare. Maybe it's because of the long length of my unnatural black girl hair. See, I'm not the average black girl because I corrected the professor when he uses the word conversate. It's converse. The word is converse. And just in case you didn't get the memo, there's 8, not 9 planets in the universe. And if you watch the numbers on your star go up and down, remember Oklahoma in a small town was the first Wall Street, was a black Wall Street that mysteriously got burned down. Oh, they say I'm not the average black girl. Well, let's flip the script and rewind this shit and paint the lines that we learn over time. Because the average black girl that I know, the average black girl I know made 19 trips to the Underground Railroad to free the slaves, who sat on segregated buses, refused to give up, and paved new ways. See, the average black girl I know? The average black girl I know were Egyptian queens like Hatshepsut and Nitocris, who were ruling dynasties and whole armies of men. Excuse me while I set fire to this poem on my pen. I'm tired tired of stereotypes that black girls have fallen into because of American mentality. Oh, not half as tired as Ellen Baker, Diane Nash, Satima Point Clark, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Miss Femi Blue Hammer, Daisy Bates, Annie Hedgerow, and Diane Dorothy Height. All not as far as tired as I am, but do you think the ones who say I'm not the average black girl gives a damn? So pardon me if I can't openly accept your compliment. So pardon me if I can't accept your compliment. It's just the average black girl I know. The average black girl I know had courage that surpassed her every fear and fought for justice and equality year after year. As I construct these words, pardon me if I shed a tear because I'm not half the black girl she was. I'm not half the black girl she was. See the minor clause, she was fighting, breaking down walls. See, I bow down to my black pain, standing in the merit of her work. And as American society continuously throws these supercilious words into me, I say no, I'm not the average black girl I can only aspire to be.
This is a poem by Sarah Butzdecker, in particular to my daughters, when asked the question, what are you anyway? Black, white, mixed, Latina, Native American, mulatto, Caribbean, Puerto Rican, Gringa, Middle Eastern, Central American, Venezuelan, Italian, Greek, biracial, Cape Verdean, Spanish, Cuban, Irish, Turgenean, Jewish, Hispanic, Morena, multiracial, Colombian, Eastern European, African, Mestizo, Brazilian. I'm all of the above because you think I am, depending on the clothes I'm wearing, the company I'm keeping, the language I'm speaking, the food I'm eating, the style of my hair, the shade of my skin, and the country I'm in. And I'm none of the above. What I am a question, I'm an answer. I'm a resistor of racial classifications, a defier of ethnic designations, a list of possible labels, a navigator of niches that don't quite fit. I'm a petitioner for no more pigeonholing, who loves to keep you guessing. I'm a medley, a mixture, a collage of colors, a blended body shifting shades, a cultural chameleon of ambiguous ancestry and hybrid heritage. I'm a creator of my own category. I'm an inventor of my own identity. I'm mixed, but I'm not mixed up. I'm not about denying a part of me. I'm not about trying to pass. I'm no sellout. I'm no traitor. I'm no wannabe, no mutt. I'm no tragedy. I'm no exotic other. If anything, I'm just another hue of you. I'm not about confusion unless you mean other people's confusion. I'm not about an anomaly or impurity or happiness or being in between. I'm no less of one thing than I am of another. I'm no poster child for interracial harmony, no model for miscegenated humanity, and I'm not about messy mingling, and I'm not what's meant by the melting pot. I'm no jungle fever rainbow baby, no icon for interbreeding. I'm not about trying to be anything or anyone else besides myself or trying to be different. What I am about is all of what I am. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing else. I'm black plus white plus I don't know equals both slash neither slash other. Half transracially adopted descendants of people I've never met. A freckled, brown-skinned, curly, straight, frizzy brown hair, African, Russian, Jewish, Filipino, American raised, English-speaking, beautiful princess. I'm mixed. What I am is me.
I'm a fan of Maya Angelou, and I thought the poem was really inspirational, especially for Black women.
Since I'm a fan of Black history a lot, the struggle was freedom back then. So, I picked a story that involved freedom and us getting free. So that's what led me to pick that.
Well, because in the past 3 years that I've done it, I wanted to do one on Black beauty, and so when I came across that poem, I just thought it was perfect.
I chose mine because I wanted something to speak to the Black women. I feel like we need a story, and our story needs to be told, so I wanted to do something on Black women.
Yeah, I chose mine because it's a very common issue right now in our America right now. So I feel like it was a good poem for the time's sake, and it's good to show a little optimism towards Black males, and so I figured that I need to say that because probably a few needed to hear that, so that's what I said.
I picked mine because African American struggles are a big thing, and people act like they don't, they act like everybody's struggles are the same, and this is just kind of stating ours are different.
Mm-hmm. I picked mine because I feel like it's more common to the Blacks, and that Tupac really speaks what happening for Black people nowadays and how they react to things and how things go in our lives.
And I picked mine because I feel like Tupac made it seem like it's okay for us to cry and like we do have a struggle and like some people don't care about our situations or why we cry or like bother to ask us. So yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought everybody had a lot of great poems and everybody did a great job. And I'm proud of myself for actually doing it.
I think it went well. You know, a lot of people had good poems. You know, some of them were good than others, but you know, everybody did well.
I don't know, because I went right after Tykeer and hers was good.
I think everyone did great, as they always do every year. I think it was amazing. It was phenomenal. Every year, such a good turnout.
Great
and
turnout.
being our senior year, I think it was amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed everybody's poems. You know, that was really great. And I thought it was a good time.
Great. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it a lot.
I think everybody did good too.
Yeah, it was wonderful too. With me being my senior year, I chose to do it this year, so like that. So yeah.